Hello everyone, welcome back to the e-learning space of MGM Higher Secondary School, Bokaro. This is the second video of your reader lesson number 11 for class 8 English. Lesson number 11 in your reader textbook is titled The Model Millionaire, and it is written by the very famous Oscar Wilde. In our last video on this lesson, we read the lesson and understood the story. Let us now delve a little deeper into the lesson. About the story. The protagonist of the story is a young man called Hughie Erskine. Protagonist means the main character of the story. Hughie is handsome, charming and popular, but he has been very unlucky as far as financial matters are concerned. He was left nothing of any great value in his father's will. He has tried his hand at several different businesses, all of which have failed. Having no job, Hughie's only source of income is £200 a year, which is given to him by an elderly aunt. Hughie has fallen in love with a young woman named Laura Merton, and she loves him in return. Laura's father, Colonel Merton, is fond of Hughie, but due to his poor financial prospects, he does not want the young man to marry his daughter. He has often told Hughie that he will only allow him to get engaged to Laura after he has earned £10,000. Hughie goes to see his artist friend Alan Trevor. He finds that Alan is painting a portrait of an old man who appears to be a beggar. The old man is wearing a tattered brown cloak and boots which have been mended many times. He has a rough walking stick in one hand. In the other hand, he is holding out an old hat as if to ask for money. His face is heavily wrinkled and he looks extremely sad. Both Alan and Hughie agree that the old man is an excellent subject for a painting. Hughie, however, cannot help feeling sorry for the man. He thinks it is unfair that although Alan's paintings regularly sell for 2,000 guineas, he only pays his models 1 shilling an hour to pose for him and does not give them a percentage of the money which he makes from sales of their portraits. When Alan leaves the room, Hughie looks in his pockets. He finds that the highest denomination coin which he has is a sovereign. Although it means that he will have to economize more than usual for the rest of the month, Hughie gives the coin to the old man, who appears very happy to receive it. Hughie leaves soon afterwards. Alan and Hughie meet up again later. The artist tells his friend that after he left, the old man asked several questions about him. Alan goes on to say that he told the old man all about Hughie, Laura Merton, and the condition which Colonel Merton set that prevents their marriage. Hughie is unhappy that his friend told that old beggar all about his private life. The amused Alan tells Hughie that the old man he was painting was Baron Hosburg, one of the wealthiest men in Europe and someone who often buys Alan's paintings. For reasons which Alan does not really understand, the millionaire baron had asked to be painted as a beggar. The tattered clothes he was wearing were supplied by Alan himself. Hughie feels ashamed about having given a coin to a millionaire. Although Alan tells him not to worry, the following day a representative of Baron Hosburg comes to Hughie's house with an envelope. The writing on the envelope says that it contains a wedding present from an old beggar. Inside the envelope, Hughie finds a check for £10,000. Hughie and Laura get married and Baron Hosburg attends their wedding. This is the summary of the lesson that we covered in the first video. Let us now come to the textual exercises. Understand and answer. Mark the statements true T or false F? First one, Huey Erskine had a well-paying job. False. Huey Erskine did not have a well-paying job. In fact, the businesses that he tried his hands always failed. Colonel Merton was still working in India. False again. We learn from the story that Colonel Merton was a retired man. Alan Trevor was a sculptor. A sculptor is a person who chisels stone or carves wood, etc. to make statues. So this is false again. He was not a sculptor, he was a painter. Huey felt sorry for the beggar and gave him all the money he had with him. False again. We learn from the story that Huey Erskine in his pockets had a sovereign, a coin of higher denomination, and he also had a few smaller coins, but he used the sovereign as alms for the beggar. Next one, the beggar refused to take the money. This is false again. We learn that the beggar, although looked a bit surprised on being handed the sovereign, smiled and accepted the money. Last one, there are 6 characters in this story. Let us count the characters from the beginning in the order of their appearance. So the first one is Huey Erskine. Then we have Laura Merton. We have Colonel Merton. We have Alan Trevor. We have the beggar. We have the servant. We have another servant of Huey Erskine, the one who informs about a visitor. We have the visitor Norden. And then we have the same beggar as the other personality, you can say, that is the Baron. So we have 8 characters so far. Hence, the last statement is also false. Come to the second exercise. Answer these questions. First one. I'm going to give you some value points and you're going to develop the answers on your own. Mention 3 reasons why Huey felt sorry for the beggar. First reason, the appearance of the beggar. He was in tatters, his clothes were torn, his shoes were cobbled, the hat he was holding was battered, the stick he was holding was rough, the rags he was wearing was coarse and brown. So the appearance, the means that he had. Secondly, the piteous expression on his face. He was old, he was wizened, and he had a really sorrowful and lonely looking expression on his face. Third, he was not getting paid enough. He was standing for hours and for that he was only receiving a shilling per hour. These reasons made Huey feel sorry for the beggar. Second one, what further help did he want to give the beggar? We come to know in the story that Huey has a generous heart, and even though he has given a sovereign away to the beggar, he is thinking of how to help him better. And he thinks that if he gives away his old clothing, which he does not use any longer, maybe that will help the beggar keep warm. Third one, why did Huey call Alan a heartless person? So as soon as Huey tells Alan that he might give away his old clothing to this beggar, Trevor says that I am not going to paint a beggar who wears good coat. A good-looking beggar is not worthy of my art. And this makes Huey say that Trevor was a heartless person. So do you agree with Huey? Now this is a subjective question. Some of you might say, yes, we agree with Huey because Alan was not being generous and kind enough. Some of you might say, no, Alan is a pragmatic and practical person. But even if he's practical and pragmatic, does it really justify him saying that don't give away your clothes to an old beggar? Even if Alan already knows that he is not a beggar, does that statement is justified? That is your take. Last one, Alan gave Huey 2 reasons why he didn't tell him who the model was. What were the reasons? So when Huey Erskine learns that the beggar was not really a beggar but the wealthiest baron of the city, of the town, he is extremely embarrassed and taken aback. And when he says or asks his friend Alan Trevor that why wasn't he told about this earlier, What are the two reasons that Alan Trevor gives his friend Huey? The first reason he tells is that I was not aware that, he says, I was not aware that you will just go and give alms like this recklessly to anybody. So I did not tell you that he is not a beggar. And secondly, I also was not sure that whether the Baron would like to be introduced to a new person in the clothes of a beggar. So there were two reasons that guided him. Exercise 3. Find expressions in the text to match these meanings. First one, to be completely devoted and caring for someone. So when Oscar Wilde is talking about the love of Hughie Erskine for Laura Merton, he says he was ready to kiss her shoestrings. This is an expression which means to be completely devoted and caring for someone. Second one, to have no skill other than physical looks. So in the first paragraph, talking about the physical appearance of Huey and his bad luck with business and other money earning professions, he says he was just a delightful young man with a perfect profile and no profession. Third one, to be in great demand because of excellence. Talking about the artist Alan Trevor, the author also says that he was a real master and his pictures were eagerly sought after. So this shows that he was a great artist because of his excellence and he was demanded by many people. So the next one, D, E, F and G, you will be doing on your own. To be of value because of one's ability to pose or model for a painting. What an etching Rembrandt would have made of him. So we come to know he's a person who can pose well and he would be a great value for a great artist. Rest 3 you're going to do on your own in the textbook itself. Come to the exercise, think and appreciate. I'll be giving you some value points and you're going to develop the answers on your own. These are subjective answers, means what you have understood about the story. With proper reasonings, you may give your answers. Who do you think is the main character in the story? Is it Hughie Erskine? Is it Alan Trevor? Or is it Baron Horsburgh? Now, Hughie Erskine, you may say that the story begins with the character. We come to know about his life, his love, the problems in his life and his love. Then how there's an incident that changes his life forever. Coming to Alan Trevor, you may say that he is the artist friend who is actually responsible for bringing that point in the life of Huey that changes everything for him forever. He accelerates the story. He takes the story forward. It is him who brings the beggar as a model. And that is how Huey meets the beggar. But if you choose Baron Horsburgh, then what can be your reasons? Baron Horsburgh is actually the millionaire that the title speaks of, the model millionaire. He is the beggar, or you can say he is the model beggar, and he is also the same person who changes the life of Hughie Erskine, a generous millionaire. In return of a sovereign, he gives him pounds, thousands of pounds. So, depending on your reasoning, choose the character and support your answer with correct reasoning, good reasoning. Also, you have to add which character do you like best. Give reasons. Come to the second one. What kind of story do you think this is? Humorous, romantic, or an adventure? Humorous means, did you have moments of laughter in the story? Did you laugh? Yes, we can say there are moments of laughter because, a young man thought of a beggar as a beggar who actually was a millionaire and gave away his only sovereign to him. He feels embarrassed. He's thinking that I will have to apologize. Maybe the millionaire is looking for an apology. So that is humorous, and also the friendly chatter, the banter, the conversation between Alan Trevor and Hughie Erskine invokes some laughter. Some of you may say, no, madam, it is a romantic story because we have a love life involved between the hero and the heroine. And it talks about how there were problems in their love life and how it got resolved. So it is the success of a love story. Hence, we can say this is romantic. Some of you might say it is an adventure because there's a poor man who's trying to earn a decent living, failing at different businesses, but because of one small act of innocence and generosity, his entire life changes and he comes in possession of thousands of pounds. This is an adventure in itself. So, whatever topic you choose, whatever central theme you choose, it has to be supported with proper reasoning. The value points of all these three have been shared with you. Come to the assignments. You have to read the lesson and mark the tough words. Learn the word meanings. This is very important, children. Complete the textual exercises in the reader books itself as discussed in this video lesson. Now coming to page 67 and 68, do exercises 2 and 3 in your English copies. And based on your understanding of the story, give a pictorial representation of the lesson and color it. With this, we come to the end of the discussion of the lesson, The Model Millionaire. Thank you, children, and take care.